My name is Giselle Artman, and today I have the pleasure of interviewing Dr. Genna and one of his students about their research projects funded by the National Science Foundation grants. We'll be exploring the motivation behind these projects, the impact of these grants, and how students can overall benefit from such groundbreaking research. Let's go ahead and dive into the conversation and explore the valuable insights that they have to share.
I'm Professor Doug Genna of the Department of Chemical and Biological Sciences. I've been here at Youngstown State University for over 10 years. So we have two NSF grants, and both of them are related to a class of materials called Metal Organic Frameworks, or MOFs for short. And so the one which we've been doing really since I've been here, I've been funded since 2018, is on studying the mechanism of how they form. So they kind of are these self-assembled polymers that have metal components and organic components, and they make these very complex cages. And for most of them, it's kind of a black box of how they actually form. No one really knows. They know the recipe, but they don't know, how the sausage gets made, so to speak. And so we've been studying for years how the sausage gets made at a very specific time in the self-assembly process before any solids form. And so that's project one. And we've been really developing a toolbox for the rest of the community to use. Project two that's also been funded most recently is our entry into the recycling of lithium-ion batteries. And so that's a collaborative project with us and SUNY Albany, in which we are trying to, one, dissolve lithium-ion batteries down so that everything actually goes back into solution, and then extract all the precious components, namely lithium, using metal organic frameworks, and then along with the other precious metal components.
My name is Abbey Strohmeyer. I am currently a second-year master's student here at YSU, and I also did my undergrad at YSU in chemistry, and now I'm working in Dr. Genna's lab working with lithium-ion batteries. So far, I've already gotten so many more useful tools, whether that's just like communicating with other scientists, working in the lab, or just like learning about science in general. I think that that's going to take me pretty far in the future. I want to get my PhD after my master's here at YSU, so I think I feel already more prepared to go into that chapter of my life. So far, I'm the only person that's worked on the lithium-ion battery project. So my role is trying to find a MOF that we could use to absorb lithium in solution to get the lithium recycled from the batteries. So that's kind of like my role in all of this, trying to make different MOFs, test them with lithium, and see which one's the most effective. Working on this project has shown me a lot about scientific research. Before this, I didn't really have much chem research experience, and I didn't know how much reading goes into research, just staying up to date with literature, all of the things I have to prepare on a day-to-day basis, and also time management has been the biggest thing, knowing when to do certain things so that I have the most productive week as possible. That's been the biggest thing that I've learned so far.
I've always been fascinated about doing things in confined spaces. Going back to when I was an undergraduate student, I remember having to do a literature project on something like that. And when I got the opportunity to start working on that field as a postdoc, I was pretty excited about it. And then kind of the why of how it all works and how it forms is something that always excites me too. And so now that I can kind of take my love of understanding why something works chemically and on an area that I really find interesting, I can combine them, and then nobody else is really doing it as well. And so that's kind of allowed us to carve out our own area of interest. For us, for the mechanistic project, it's been, namely the ability that we can do it, that we can actually study these things as it's forming. We can identify intermediates along the path. We can make them independently. And so now we're at the point of we've built our toolbox. That was kind of the exciting part. And now we're okay, we understand how the toolbox works. Can we then apply it to other systems that weren't our test model system? And so far, it appears like it's working. So we're very excited about that. This seems to be kind of a broad methodology that anyone can follow. And the lithium-ion battery project is relatively new, but it is based upon our previous experience in extracting metals from aqueous media and from other solutions, and we've always been excited about our ability to do that. So yeah, those are the exciting findings to us, right? It's always the day when we come in, we never know what we're going to find, and to me that's always the exciting part.
I think this research is really important, especially if we keep progressing with it. I think lithium-ion batteries are a big issue now, but they're going to be a bigger issue in the future. So if we could, start finding other ways of recycling them, getting lithium out of them, I think that's extremely important.
Our first main project is building this toolbox that not just for us to use, but for everybody else to use in the community as well. And the type of materials we study are very interesting to a lot of people, but what has held them back from being kind of commercially viable is that it's very difficult to make large amounts of them. And we believe that solving kind of or understanding how they form in solution will allow chemists to be able to make large amounts, because that has been in kind of an unclaimed or unconquered hurdle. And so we really think, well, if we fully understand this, then we might see kind of more MOFs commercially available. And as far as the lithium-ion battery project is concerned, if we can truly find a way to, reacquire the lithium and then reuse it, then that really will affect everybody, because even in this room as we're talking, we're being recorded on a device that contains a lithium-ion battery. Between the two of us, we probably have 3 to 4 lithium-ion batteries on our person already, and so there's only so much lithium to go around. The United States doesn't usually manufacture or mine its own lithium, but if we can get it from recycled batteries, which we have tons of, then we can really get away from our dependence on foreign lithium sources.